Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bree. Welcome to Simply a Breeze, and today we are actually going to be doing some more gardening stuff. I am actually getting ready to up pot my cabbage, my broccoli, and maybe a couple of other things, but the cabbage and the broccoli are in desperate need of being up potted. So I'm going to take you along and show you the progress that the seedlings have made from the 2 plantings that I have done so far, and some flops and some successes that I've had along the way. So over here we have my broccoli. Both of these rows were broccoli, and I'd say I had about a 50% germination. This is all cilantro. Or actually, I had more than 50%, that other row. So this row over here is celery. So that's a celery seed, and that's celery right there. And then that whole row is broccoli. And then this is a different type of celery. I think that's over here, Utah celery, and this is tango celery. And it looks like I have 1 celery germinate. The seeds are also incredibly small, so I'm wondering if maybe the seeds just ended up sinking too much. But both of these rows are cilantro, and then that row right there is leeks, and then one of these rows is thyme and the other one is oregano. I don't currently remember which is which. I think that might be oregano, and I think this is thyme. My spinach, so this is the other thing that we need to up pot today, is my spinach looks amazing, but it definitely needs more room to grow. And then we also need to up pot our green cabbage. Over here is all of our onions, and I want to say overall probably at least 60% germination on all of my onions, but they're looking okay. And then this we planted most recently, and this is this is lettuce, and then I planted all of the peppers and tomatoes. These tomatoes took off and I didn't actually catch them in time, so I'm really hoping I can recover from some of this. Tomatoes, you can actually plant them deeper, and the stems, anything that goes into dirt will actually grow roots. So as long as I can get them to the point of being up potted, I have high hopes for the tomatoes, even though we had some pretty big fails over there. But now all we're gonna do is grab our little self-containing mat with my gloves. We are going to up pot our brassicas and spinach. So I like this little self-containing mat that I believe one of my sister-in-laws got for me. At the moment I don't remember which one it was, but I think it's really nice, especially because I'm starting everything in my basement. It keeps everything nice and contained, and it limits the mess that I have to deal with. These over here, and I actually have some soil pre-made and ready to go, and I'm going to use my dome humidity lid as a tray holder for this stuff, because I don't have enough trays. But I already have some pre-prepped soil that I may. We're just going to fill about halfway for now. Okay. We'll start by filling. I'm going to go get a utensil to go ahead and lift all of these out of. Okay, so what I went to go get was a butter knife, and I'm sure there's a fancy garden tool to help do this, but I don't have any of those. So we're going to do it this way. And the hard part is figuring out which end I want to start on. I think we're going to start with the broccoli. Okay. And I really just wanted to loosen up the cell so I can get everything out. So let me go ahead and show you. This needed to happen a while ago. I've been slacking, but look at how these are almost on the verge of being root bound right here. Or they're probably considered root bound. So now I get to delicately separate these. So here's to hoping I can get these separated. This is broccoli. This is also the case because I have 3 in a single cell. And I think I'm not going to have a choice but to get my hands dirty here. So you want to be very delicate. I'm curious if that's mold or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and lightly press on the soil. Oh, there's a lovely stick in here. And I also have 2 seconds. So I also have some water. I may go ahead and dip this in water just to I dipped that in water so I could go ahead and loosen up the soil. Sometimes that's not the case. You don't have to do it that way. But because these guys are so tightly bound, I figured it was for the best. So we're just going to gently massage all of this to see if we can hopefully I don't do too much damage to these guys. Okay, so we got them separated. I'm going to dig a little hole. I'm actually just going to use these other cells to fill in. Hopefully that was enough to start getting these guys established. So I'm just going to support this guy as I fill, infill, infill, down. And I'm going to fill them a little full because this soil is still going to need to settle. And then this is going to give these plenty of room, the roots plenty of room to grow. Hopefully I can get this guy to stay upright. Okay. So this next one is going to be much easier because there's only one that germinated in this cell. So the transplant is going to be just so easy and so simple. We're just going to plop that right in there, and I'm just going to fill it in with a bunch of soil. I'm going to plop this guy in just a little bit more. Same with this next one. This next one, also only one germinated in the cell. So the transplant is going to go really smoothly, hopefully. And I'm pushing on the soil a little bit because when I water it, it's going to settle. And I want to make sure that the plant is as supported as possible. Okay, that is all of my broccoli. So I have 8 things of broccoli that I just up-potted. We'll get them, once I get everything else up-potted, we'll give everything a good drink before we put everything back under the lights. Okay, so we'll move these out of my way. And then next we're going to do the spinach and possibly the cilantro. But I'm going to need more of these cells. Okay, so we're going to do the spinach. So there's nothing, oh, there's one in this first cell. So that's going to make transplanting so easy. And I'm also going to have to whip up some more soil. Oh, this one's going to be tricky again, because this one also has 3. And honestly, I have so much spinach that germinated, and I'm not worried if some of these don't make it, because I also winter sowed some spinach. I just wanted to make sure that this year I actually had a spinach harvest, because none of my spinach did well last year. So I did everything I could to make sure I was optimizing my success rate. Oh, awesome. That guy's going to be nice and strong. It's just the one in there. Oh, awesome. That guy's going to be nice and strong. It's just the one in there. It's fantastic. That's what maybe I should have only put 2 per cell, but that's okay. Okay, that's all of the spinach. This is a lot of spinach, but I'm okay with that because I didn't have any spinach success at all last year, and I like to throw spinach into things like lasagnas, spaghetti, stuff like that. That way I get an extra boost of greens. Okay, I got some more mix made up so that way I can transplant my cabbages. Oh wow, this guy has 3. I did not realize there were 3 in here. So, oh good, he's separating really nicely though. Perfect. Wow, that was really, oh, so smooth. Wonderful. Last year I didn't grow any cabbage. My fiance and I don't cook a whole lot with cabbage because I don't really know what to do with it, but I love sauerkraut. Reed does not, but I intend to make some more sauerkraut. But also J. Morrell Stewart, I think that's her name, J. Morrell, she makes egg roll in a bowl as a freezer meal, and I think I'm going to give that a try this year. We love egg roll in a bowl. The problem with egg roll in a bowl is I never have the ingredients. I never have all the ingredients on hand, and usually when I think about it, I then don't want to go to the grocery store. So if I can grow enough cabbage and put a bunch of egg roll in the bowl in the freezer, I think that would just be a wonderful convenience item. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. Holy buckets. Okay, these guys are looking, this guy's dead, those guys are dead, and those guys are dead. So, and you're dead. And these guys look pretty sad compared to everything else, so I'm just gonna cull these guys. And we're just gonna call it a day. Because I have a lot of cabbage now, because I've got I have 16 green cabbage plants right now. That should be more than enough. Hopefully they decide to take off. I also, let's clean this guy out because there's nothing germinating in it. The downside to seed trays, guys, is I'm really tempted to try soil blocks next time. Because seed trays, if you have bad germination, what do you guys do with... Because, like, these guys aren't ready to be transplanted. But I don't know what to do with the rest of these trays. I do need to start a bunch of flowers, so I'll probably fill in flowers and stuff as time progresses. And this poor celery, it's just not having it. That's pretty unfortunate. Maybe next year the celery will do better. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead. There we go. Put this tray back in. We'll give all of this stuff a good water. And then we'll give all of the other stuff a good water, and we'll put them back under the grow lights. That is the downside to using the lids, is they're not as strong as the base. But we have 16 things of green cabbage. I have 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, and I have 25 things of spinach. So this is all spinach, and then these are all broccoli. So I'm going to go ahead and water them. And I'm going to go ahead and put them under the grow light. I may actually put some fertilizer into this, so that way these guys are set and ready to go. I'm just using Fox Farm Grow Bag wool. It's what I had on hand, so it's what I'm going to use. And it says for, where does it say? For seedlings, it says half a teaspoon per gallon of water. And I'm just going to make sure I get these guys nice and saturated to help prevent any extra settling, or to make sure all of the soil settles now. That way as I water in the future, there's no pockets of air collecting water. We got to up-pot some things, and that's pretty exciting. And next time we are down here, we may be up-potting some more and probably starting a whole bunch of flowers. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, because we're going to do so much more gardening and a lot more practical life skills along the way. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.